Hello guys, welcome to this new video again. In this video we are going to talk about the crowd abbreviation. So first we will see how we can add some data to our database. So as usual, first we will start our MongoDB server. So I will just write here mongod and this will start the MongoDB server for us. And using this we can connect. As you can see, we are getting log that listening on listening on localhost and waiting for the port to connect. So now we are ready to connect, and let me open my terminal as well here and start our app, and it is introduction.js. So we are going to see first how we can add some data. So first of all, in order to do any basics work with MongoDB, first you need to create a schema for that. And if you don't know what is a schema, you can simply think it of as a structure. Schema means a structure. So we have to define a schema for our database, which means we have to define a structure for our database. So let's first do that. So I will write here tutorial.js, or let's write here tutorial.js. So first we have to require the mongoose, and we need to require the mongoose, and we need to create a schema. So let me just minimize that. So we have to provide here the variable name. So I will give here tutorial schema. You can give whatever you want. So I will just write here mongoose dot schema, and it takes an object. Now we have to define our schema. So I want name to be type of string, and I want the age to be type of string as well. Okay, or you can give the number as well, but I will give here string. You can give whatever the heck you want. Now we need to export this so that we can use it in various modules or various files. So I will just use the simple syntax here. Module.exports is equal to new. You have to provide a new, and you have to create a model, which means you have to register a model, and you need to give that a model name, and make sure that you give a singular name. But and why we need to do that? Because MongoDB automatically makes its plural, so you need to provide here singular name. So I will just write a tutorial, and you need to provide here the structure or the schema. So you need to just write here tutorial schema. So this is how I'm going to explain this one. So first what we did, we actually required. Secondly, it's very simple. We created a schema, that is mongoose.schema. You can actually create like object as well, but it's better to do that by using the mongoose.schema function. You can simply pass the function as well like this, but it's a better and it's a standard. So we have provided a name, the type of string, and age also a type of string. Then what we did is we want to make this reusable so that we can use it in many other files. So what we did is actually we exported this function, and we created a model, which means that we registered a model, and we have provided its singular version name, because MongoDB will automatically make it plural. And you have to provide your schema name, I mean schema variable. Now we have created the schema, we can use it in many files. So first we have to require it. So I will write here const tutorial is equal to require, and we have to provide here the tutorial.js. You can specify the JS as well, but in modern JavaScript it's not necessary, it's not compulsory to provide. Now we can use this tutorial to do whatever the heck we want with the database. So I want that whenever we make changes or whenever we make request to the home route, we want to add some data. Or let me just write here, or let me Previously we have used what is URL parameter. Now we are going to make it dynamic by using the URL express routing URL parameter. So first we will take the name, and secondly we will take the age. So what we do is we will destructure that. So we will destructure it from the request.param, and first let's just console.log that. Make sure that everything works, and I think it is running the server. Yeah, it is running. So I will go here and I will just write a local host 3000. Sorry, I have to provide here the name as well, and my age is 15. So as you can see we are getting that undefined, so we have to provide here params. I guess we have to provide it. As you can see we have to provide here params, so I got confused a little bit. Sometimes I get confused. And we will use a template literal your name and is added, or let's just write simply. Okay, so if we refresh this, your name is Susan and age is 15. So this is dynamic, so whatever we will type it will print out here. So what we want to do, so firstly we want that anybody will give that his or her name and his or her age. We want to simply add this data to our database, so we actually grab that. Now we need to add that database. So first we have to create a new document. So I will write a new data, you can call it whatever you want, is equal to new. We want to create a new data and we have to provide that. So what we have to provide the name which we defined here. As you can see we have defined the two columns, I mean two sections or two fields, that is name and the age. So name will be the name and age will be the age. This name is equal to the URL parameter name, but in modern JavaScript you can simply condense it, like if the key and the value is same you can simply condense it like this, so you don't need to provide the key and value again and again if the both are the same. So once we made the document we need to save the changes, or we need to save the document. So what we can do, so you have to copy that document variable name and you have to use the function save, and this function save takes a callback. You can use the callback or you can use the modern JavaScript, that is promises. So I will give you the example of both of these things. So we will check for the error. If there were any error, then console.log that error. Else there were no error, then simply or let's just use a if else statement. If there were any error, then we will simply console.log that error. Else if there were no error, then we are going to just console.log that added data successfully, and we are going to, so if I save this and if I again refresh this page, so as you can see what we get, added data successfully. So what we get, that added data successfully, it means that our data is added successfully. So if I open my terminal here or the command prompt, and if I go to the mongo, that is the command line version, and let me just clear this, oh sorry, and if we write here show dbs, you can see all the available dbs, and as we can see that we have specified the tutorial name of our db. So as you can see it has created a db for us, so we have to use that. So I will write a use tutorial and as you can see, it has logged that switch to db tutorial. And every db has, or every database has a collections can be defined as the collection of data to a specific field. You know what I mean. Let me just give you an example. So collection can be like this. So let's say that you are storing user or the students database or the students details. So you will make a collection of students which will have only students related databases or the data. Then same, you will have the employee for the employee only. So you can't just add the student data to the employee database because you have created already a collection for that. So I will, in order to in order to view the collection, you need to write so collections. So as you can see, we have only one collections, and as you can see, it is plural, but we have defined it as singular. So this is what it is doing behind the scenes. So let's check. In order to check the available data in the collection, you need to just write db dot tutorials.find. So what this find does, it actually gives all the data that is present in this collection. If I hit enter, as you can see, we have two data, and as you can see, it has generated automatically a id for us, that is a random, and we have the name Sajan and age of 12. So as you can see, it is confirmed that it is storing the data. But what if I want to store another data? So I will just change the value here. So I will write in Manish and its age is 11. So and you can see added data successfully. And if I rerun this command again, as you can see, we got that Manish again. Now we have seen the older way of doing it. Now let's see how we can use this using a promise. So let me just comment down here how to use using promises. So first what we have to do is, you need this, just copy out. I am very lazy, and we have to use a dot then, and it takes a anonymous function or just a callback function. So it takes a callback function that is executed only when this process will be successfully, I mean this will be success. So, and if there were any error while executing this process, then we just want to console.log that error. So basically we are handling the error. So this is clear that when this process will successfully executed, then only it is going to um, run this function. So we will just here write console.log that added data successfully, and let me just write an exclamation mark, and let me refresh this. As you can see, we got that added data successfully again. And if I make this another things like uh, programming with surgeon and age just 14, okay. And as you can see, we got that again added data successfully. And if we return the terminal again, as you can see, we have total 5 datas. So you are able to see that programming with surgeon age is 14. Now we have successfully learned how to add the databases. In the next video, we will see how to read, update, and delete the data from the databases. So I will see you in the next one. But make sure that you subscribe our channel, share this video as much as you can. I hope that you enjoyed it, and don't forget to press the bell icon as well, so that if I post any videos, then you will get updated regularly. So I will see you in the next one.